Cowboys training camp presented by AA Best Bail Bonds. MyBestBailBonds.com.
You said DeMarcus Ware, and I remember coming out here at camp, and you were a rookie.
Yeah.
It seemed like DeMarcus Ware always pulled you to the side and taught you and teach you what he was thinking. How much did he really help you to start your career at the Cowboys?
What he did for me, what helped me was slow down, kind of read my guy, study my guy, and just kind of know what the guy's going to do before he does it. And you go by the angles, how the guys align, his favorite moves, hand placement, and things like that. And he taught you how just to read the little things and help you give you tips to help you play faster.
Dallas Cowboys All-Pro left tackle Tyron Smith with us here on ESPN San Antonio. Best offensive line in football. I mean, we hear that a lot, and I read a lot of comments that you don't like talking about best offensive line in football. Why not?
Because we just, what we do is just do our jobs, and, we try to help out our team the best way we can. And, we put in the extra work and come a little bit before, come after, stay after work and work together, make sure everything's cleaned up before we get off the field.
If you don't like being called best offensive line in football, what do you want people talking about when they're talking about this great offensive line?
We're the group that works. We're always going to work and put our best forward.
It seemed like the best offensive line or the best offensive line player usually is a good pass blocker or a run blocker. It seems like you can do both. And what is harder for you? What did you have to work when you first got to the Cowboys, and where are you at now, improving your craft each and every day? Is it the run blocking or is it the pass blocking?
For me, it was when I first came in, it was getting out of my set and being fast in pass blocking and trying to get that right footwork being transitioned from the right side to the left side.
That's right, yeah.
And just trying to get the initial quickness off the ball. And that's in passing and the running game. So you have to kind of shorten your steps and figure out how to explode out of your stance. That all comes along working in the offseason, working hard at it too.
When you look at this offensive line with the 3 first-rounders, you look at Collins, who would have been a high draft pick, should have been a high draft pick. How much better can this offensive line be this year than it was a year ago?
We just got to, as a group, we always get closer and closer every year, so that's what we got to continue doing. And try not to think about too much of last year, but try to start a fresh new start this year and basically continue better, carry what we had in the offseason and continue getting better as a group. You
started 63 consecutive games, every game since you've been here. Zach Martin came in last year as a rookie and played great at right tackle. Ready to get a lot of accolades. And how big was that jump for you from year 1 to year 2, and anticipating what he's going to do for year 2 for you guys?
With him, he's always making an improvement every day as we go. He's lucky enough to still be at the same spot he's at right now. For me, it was from my first, second year, it was transition from right to left and kind of change your whole footwork and change the strength in your legs. He's lucky enough to be at the same spot, and for him, he's getting better and better every year, especially where he's at, and including our whole line. You got Doug, Trav, and Ron. Everybody's improving every day.
You talk about best left tackle in the game of football now. When for people driving around listening, and you just said changing your whole footwork, how different is it going from the right side to the left side?
Your body's kind of has that muscle memory of being on the other side, and so you have to kind of use a lot of repetition on the other side and kind of get your body used to naturally just exploding out your stance.
So it's like if you're right-handed and you start trying to write with your left hand. I mean, is it really that much of a difficult?
You just got to get your body you're really used to it, and it kind of. The strengths in your legs kind of, defer on each side.
And the terms that we always use for cornerback is they're out there on an island. Left tackle, right tackle, really you're out there on an island. On the pass rush, you get to see little, short, fast pass rushers. You see big, strong guys. Which one is the best pass rusher? Who is the best pass rusher that you have gone against since you've been in the National Football League?
I'll say from my own team, D. Ware's given me the most trouble out of anybody I ever went against. But our division, you have players all around, that give us, that get us hyped up for our games. And, going against guys like Pierre-Paul and Rakpo, while I've been here, they were really good guys.
How about J.J. Watt down in Houston?
He's pretty good, really good player. I have a lot of respect for him, and he works really hard at what he does.
Left tackle Tyron Smith with us here on the Blitz, ESPN San Antonio. Now, last year you allowed 2 sacks. And I was surprised, actually, when I read that. Do you remember those 2 plays?
Yes, I did.
What happened? What happened?
Just a missed technique and kind of it's something I had to clean up, and it's something I was really frustrated with myself that it happened. But all it was just more of not this technique kind of overstepping, overreaching, or whatever you call it. And from then it's kind of just clean up from my mistakes.
From an offensive lineman standpoint, you talk to a receiver, you talk to a running back, or a defensive back. Everybody sets goals. For an offensive lineman, is your goals more? I want the offense to average X number of yards per play, or per run play, or per pass play, or for you, I don't want to allow any sacks. Period. That's the one that I set the bar most.
For me, I just want to do my job the best way I can. That's all I could do, and all they ask for.
How hard is it for you to get the snap count every time? Because as we all know that it gets loud in stadiums, and the guard, they get to see the ball kind of peripherally, but you really can't see the ball. How do you get off the ball and know that you are in a position to protect the quarterback and protect Tony, really?
It just takes practicing it every day at it, and it's kind of, you have to really listen on what's going on. You kind of train your ears to be adhere to the small things, and it pays off.
Is it extra hard with Romo when he's up at the line changing the plays seemingly constantly as the play clock is winding down to make sure you guys are all on the same page?
No, we try to get to the line fast as we can and to hear every call, and for us, for how long you're in the league for, you kind of get used to hearing just the small things.
And also, it's like the silent count. That's one of the hardest things, right? To get the silent count, everybody on the same page, so you don't jump off sides.
Yeah, and then that comes to us as a group playing together. Everybody's being on the same page, knowing what the snap count is, and everybody's able to see everything that's going on.
Did you ever look out there, like the receiver, whoever the receiver is closest to you? You said, okay, I'll just watch him because his eye's on the football. If he kicks off, I can get off.
Well, you got to be able to view everything.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Tyron Smith here on ESPN San Antonio. Tomorrow's an off day.
Yeah.
What are your plans for an off day during training camp?
Kind of relax, look at some film, and kind of just see anything needs to be cleaned up. And that's about it. Kind of just relax as much as possible, get off your feet.
You grew up down the street. You're not going to go home?
No, I'm here the whole time.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, what is in the water in Riverside? And I say that Spurs have Kawhi Leonard, who has some of the biggest hands in the NBA. You're from Riverside, and your hands are just massive. What is in the water in Riverside?
I don't know. It's it sure is hot out there, though. I'll tell you that. But it's it's a great place. My high school, really looked out for me. Rancho Verde out there, and they really looked out for me. I had a coach out there, Coach Duffy, and he kind of really took care of his guys out there.
I know this is a far-fetched question. It's down the road. You're 6'5", 330 pounds. You move fluidly. I think you're great with your feet. It's unbelievable how light you are on your feet. Do you ever think about when you're done playing, maybe try out for Dancing with the Stars down the road?
Oh, no.
No?
No. Can't do it.
Why not?
Oh, bad stage fright. It's horrible.
Whoa, stage fright.
You say that. Nate Newton told us the other day when he looks at this offensive line compared to the guys that he played with, all athletes, all moving, he said you'd be great on Dancing with the Stars.
I wouldn't even try at it. Wouldn't do it.
Not at all, huh?
Nah.
All right. What's your daily meal plan like?
For me, it's trying to just eat as much as possible as I can so I don't lose too much weight when I'm out here. And then, just make sure I'm not skipping any kind of meals.
When you say eat as much as possible, I mean, when you're going through the line, how many plates or what's that like?
Just fill one big plate up, and then that's kind of all you need.
Yeah.
Get some snacks in between. That's it.
Left tackle Tyron Smith. I know you got to get ready for practice. Appreciate you spending some time with us.
No problem.
Tyron Smith here on 1250 ESPN San Antonio.